He was broke, homeless, and wrote himself a $10 million check. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what Jim Carrey did, long before he was famous. No money, no connections, just a vision and the guts to believe in it. This isn't a story about a funny guy who made it big. This is a story about belief, grit, and how one man manifested the impossible, and worked like hell to make it real. Most people know Jim Carrey as the rubber-faced comedian from The Mask or Dumb and Dumber. But behind the laughs is a story of deep pain, relentless work, and a belief so strong it made the impossible real. This is how Jim Carrey went from cleaning toilets and sleeping in a van, to becoming one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood history. Born in Newmarket, Ontario in 1962, Jim grew up in a working-class family. Things got worse when his father lost his job. The Carreys were evicted and forced to live in a van. At just 15, Jim dropped out of school to work as a janitor and help support his family. They were broke, exhausted, and nearly invisible to the world. But Jim had something that couldn't be taken away, his dream. He found his escape in comedy. At 15, he started doing stand-up. His first performances were disasters. Booed off stage, told he wasn't funny, that he'd never make it. But instead of quitting, he studied. He watched the greats, rewrote his material, showed up again, and again. By day, he worked menial jobs. By night, he chased the stage. In 1985, broke and unknown, Jim did something extraordinary. He wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. Dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and kept it in his wallet. It wasn't a joke. It was a commitment to his future self. He once said, "You can't just visualize and then go eat a sandwich. You have to do the work." And he did. He landed a few TV gigs. Then came In Living Color, his first big break. But 1994 was the explosion. In 1 year, Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. And just before Thanksgiving 1995, almost to the day he wrote that check, Jim Carrey was paid $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. A promise fulfilled. Success didn't slow him down. He took on deeper roles, The Truman Show, Man on the Moon, Eternal Sunshine, proving he was more than comedy. Behind the scenes, he shared his journey openly, talking about mindset, faith, and manifestation. Jim became more than a movie star. He became a mirror for others chasing dreams. Jim Carrey's story isn't just about fame. It's about the kind of belief that refuses to break, even when everything around you does. He didn't wait for permission. He believed, acted, and became the version of himself he dreamed of. So whatever you're chasing, write it down, speak it out, and show up, every single day, until it's real. Because sometimes, the world doesn't believe in you, until you believe in yourself first. Maybe the answer is who you become in the process. This is Legacy Files, real stories, real lessons. Subscribe and start building your legacy today.